We are finally nearing Pokemon Day, which means that we're going to be getting new news on all of the different things that Pokemon has to offer. It's been a very long year and a drought that has been unlike one that we have had in a very long time. Hey guys, I'm Rob, and we're going to be taking a look at my final Pokemon Day 2025 predictions here at the Game House. But before we dive in, I'm going to ask that you guys like and subscribe if you enjoy Pokemon content, as we have new Pokemon content coming out almost every single day. And then I want to hear your guys' predictions in the comments section below. But let's not waste any more time and let's jump into this. So here's how it's going to go. For Pokemon Day 2025 predictions, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give you guys some of the ones that feel a little bit more likely, and then I'll give you guys some of the spicier takes here at the end. Some of the things for new games or new, updates about games like Pokemon Legends ZA that we are all expecting to be in this new Pokemon Presents. So kind of just bear with me here, but I wanted to make sure that I at least got even some of these I would say smaller games out there as well. I'm not going to do anything with the Pokemon anime or the movies or any of that. I will say I fully expect that they will announce some sort of new season and a new movie. We haven't had a new movie in a long time, so there are, I guess, my predictions. They will announce something for those very soon. But let's hop into the games. We're going to start with Pokemon Cafe Remix, and this is going to be one of the quicker updates. Like I said, there are going to be some new Pokemon for Pokemon Cafe Remix, and there's likely going to be some sort of event or something going on for the Evolutions, as this is the year of Eevee and Evolutions in 2025, as announced by the Pokemon Company. So, that'll be it really for that one. We'll move on here to Pokemon Masters EX, and there have been a lot of rumors, a lot of things discussed. I don't play this game very much, but I do know people who do, and they keep up with some of these rumors. And apparently there are the two professors, Sato and Turo, I believe is who they are, from Scarlet and Violet. I'm sorry, I don't remember their names all that well, to be honest with you. They just don't have a huge part, obviously, in the games. I played and beat both the games. I have a lot of hours into it, but for some reason right now, I'm just blanking on their names. So regardless, the rumors are that they are going to be joining, and that the Pokemon that they're going to come with are still up for debate, but I have seen some very likely thoughts that it's going to be the Donphan, Paradox Forms, Iron Tusks, and Great Tusks. So, or Iron Treads, and Great Tusks. Woo, okay. Messed that one up, but we're still moving on here. So, if you missed, and if you feel like I missed anything for Masters EX, let me know. But that's kind of what we are anticipating. Then for Pokemon Sleep, there have been a lot of different rumors for this. I've seen so many people trying to, make their 4chan leaks and include Pokemon Sleep specifically with different Pokemon. But one that I think makes a lot of sense is adding Drowsy and Hypno. The fact that these original Sleep and Hypnosis Pokemon are not already in there is a little bit of a surprise. I guess it's maybe because, for being honest, Hypno is a little creepy, but it seems like they are going to be the ones that get added. So either that, or they're just going to keep trying to add legendary Pokemon, and that will be what it is. But this is what we're expecting for now. I wouldn't be totally surprised if we saw some new Gen 6 Pokemon as well, but we're going to put our prediction here with Drowsy and Hypno. We've got Pokemon Go up next, and the Unova Tour has just ended a couple days before the recording of this, and about a week before, Pokemon Day, Pokemon Day and the Pokemon Presents. And it feels like they really are going to start diving into adding Paldean Pokemon with either some of the legendaries or the Paradox Pokemon coming up first. So keep your eyes out for that one. I don't know that they're going to announce much more than something like that. While Pokemon Go obviously is still a big deal and a lot of people play it, I don't think that they're going to be making that a major part of the Pokemon Presents, as there are just so many other things that they need to get to, including Pokemon Unite, which I think could have a very big day on Pokemon Day, mainly because they've already announced a couple things, but I think there are some secret things that they've been working on, or maybe not secret, but if you're not really in the loop, these may be a huge surprise to you. But Suicune has already been announced. It will be getting added. I think a lot of people are predicting or expecting it to be on Pokemon Day. That seems to be right to me, so A lot of the leakers are out there kind of showing that Pokemon off, and Pokemon itself has already announced that Pokemon will be getting added, so there you go. Nothing really else to add there. But here are the newer things, and the first one is that I think that they may even announce the next Pokemon to get added, and that it's going to have something to do with Pokemon Legends ZA. Specifically, we have heard in the past that there are at least files for Empoleon to be added to the game. So if that were to be the case, then maybe that would mean that it could be a starter. So I'm not going to say for sure. You guys should go check out the video that should be coming out around the same time about final Pokemon starter, Legends ZA starter predictions before Pokemon Day. So go check that one out. But if Empoleon is going to be getting added, it's about time. It feels like they need to get this one in there. So let's get Empoleon added. And I think it would be not a huge surprise to see it be the next Pokemon, although it would be a little weird for them to do back-to-back, water Pokemon or water-adjacent Pokemon, depending on how they want to use Suicune, obviously, in the game, or Empoleon if they want to lean more into the steel typing for Empoleon. But either way, I'll move on. It also looks that we are going to be getting the 500-point game mode that has been seen in China and has been really taking over as a mode that Pokemon Unite players think is not only more exciting, but one that could take over as the main game mode here in the future. I have not personally seen much about this in terms of, I haven't watched much of this gameplay, so I've been just recently starting to play Pokemon Unite again, mainly because I don't have the time to play League of Legends, to be honest with you guys. So it's I have felt okay, 10-minute games of Pokemon Unite can kind of still scratch that itch if I'm really feeling it right now, and it's still been really fun, honestly. And I think a new game mode, one that as many people like, I'd be more than happy to give a try. So there's that. And then I am going to kind of, show this as a different game mode, because I think that the Pokemon Auto Chess that is technically a part of Pokemon Unite is going to be getting announced on Pokemon Day. It's already been shown and getting played by people in China, but I think that this game is going to make it to the rest of the world. I did a really big video on this a couple weeks ago, but TFT and Auto Chess, more specifically TFT recently especially, has really taken over as a very popular game for a lot of people. It's probably one of the most popular strategy games in the entire world. And if there's anything that could challenge that, it would be Pokemon and its own auto chess game. We don't exactly have a name for it right now. I think they might name it something different here through the rest of the world, or at least in the West. But it wouldn't surprise me at all for us to get a shadow drop of that game mode on Pokemon Day as a big deal for Pokemon Unite, and one that I think a lot of people would really enjoy playing. So if it does get dropped soon, if it's not going to get dropped on Pokemon Day, it may get dropped later this year. I would highly suggest you give it a look, because I think it's going to be a fun, easy little game mode for people to enjoy. And for those of you who are like me, who maybe don't want to necessarily go battling in the arena, you can battle on the board instead, and I think that that'll be a nice addition. Here's going to be our last prediction for games that are already out, and it's Pokemon TCG Pocket. This one is pretty much a certainty that we're going to be getting something completely new. There will be at least one new pack announced along the lines of Giratina or Arceus being on the cover of the pack. And you should expect about 100 new cards, similar to what we got with the Mythical Island expansion. There is a chance, and a lot of people have said that there's a chance that it'll be another 2 packs, or maybe even another 3 packs as they get ready for Legends ZA to launch sometime this year. So don't be surprised at all to get something completely new for Pokemon TCG Pocket. And don't be surprised also if it's honestly released pretty much at either on Pokemon Day or very soon after Pokemon Day. So that's it, like I said, for all the games that we know or that are already out. Let's head into Pokemon Legends ZA, as that's going to be something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. And this is going to be the big announcements. You should expect a brand new trailer with new information about the game. A lot of new information. The first thing that I'm going to predict is starters revealed. This is probably going to be playing it a little safe with some of these predictions, to be honest with you, but Pokemon doesn't really seem to really exceed expectations a lot of times on these days, right? I think we were really let down last year when we weren't getting a new game. I think this year's going to be a lot more exciting, but I don't know if they're necessarily going to give us as much as I'm anticipating now that I'm watching a lot more rumors and leaks. I think I'd be more excited about this if I wasn't a part of this community, but now I am, and it's fun still. But I think that they're going to probably announce a little bit less, and it's going to be a little bit more, I don't know, generic when it comes to this announcement. But I think the starters are going to get revealed for sure. I would be really surprised if they decided to hold off on this. They'll give, obviously, the release date as well. I really feel like if they push the release date off too much more, Pokemon fans are going to get upset. I know I will be upset if we do not give one. I will give my reaction to this. I'm going to be really disappointed if they don't end up giving us that stuff. Gameplay will be shown. I think real gameplay, not just like the little teaser that we got with Pikachu, running around Lumiose City. I think we're going to get real gameplay of Lumiose, of Pokemon out there in the wild, and I'll add that, we're going to get new, older Pokemon from previous generations that will have made it into this game, and I'm really excited to see what other Pokemon that we have that have been added. I do have a list of all the Pokemon that I'm pretty sure have been shown so far in the trailer over at thegamehouse.com, so go check that out if you're looking for a list of those. I can also link it in the description as well, and if I haven't by the time you've watched this and you're wanting me to, remind me in the comments, and I'll make sure to go back and add it. I think they're also going to show off some of the new Mega Evolutions, right? We got through the trailer at the end last time, and we saw the Mega Stone. So we obviously know that Mega Evolutions are coming back. How are they going to look? How are they going to feel? What's it going to be like? I think that we will get the Mega Evolutions that we know of so far, the 30 or 40 of them that we have, already in games, and they will show them. I will say, as a quick side note, I'm really excited about the opportunity to go out in a 3D game and go looking for and completing quests to get the Mega Stones for each of these evolutions. I think that's going to be awesome. I feel like that's almost a guarantee with this game, as it has a lot of different, it has a lot of different quests, right? Like, that was the whole point of Legends Arceus. I could see the Mega Stones being involved in some way with this game, and if not, even just at least as pure side quests that you're going off and trying to get the Mega Evolutions for those Pokemon. That sounds like a blast to me personally. And then I think we will get at least one new Mega that is shown, but possibly even the 3 starter Mega Evolutions, either for the Kalos starters, even though I don't think they'll be starters, potentially at least, in this game. I think they are going to be in the game, similar to how the starters were in Legends Arceus, right, for Gen 4. I think the Gen 6 starters will be in the game, but I think that they won't be the actual starters for this game, but I do think you will be able to get their Mega Evolutions. That just has to be added. It would be such a shame for us not to get that. I think a lot of people would be really sad not to get a Mega Greninja, right? That'd be a huge bummer, in my opinion. And then I think they're going to potentially even show off the Mega Evolutions for the ZA starters that they have also revealed. There's a chance that they save that for a later time period and they just show us the starters, but they got to show us at least one new Mega form, a Mega Evolution, and why wouldn't they maybe even just show off the starters since we already know them? But I don't know. That could be completely off base. And then I think they are also going to give us a little bit of the story and what is happening in the game, right? We got a tiny taste of the story on Pokemon Day for Legends Arceus when that was announced. I want to see a little bit more with this one. I want to know, is it going to be in the past? Is it going to be in the future? Is it going to be in the present? I made a video for that as well, if you want to go back and check that out, where I give you a lot more in-depth thought than this. But I do personally believe that unfortunately we are not going to be going to the past based on a few different parts of this game. That doesn't mean that we may not go to the kind of past, right? Depending on when things are. I don't think it's going to be like maybe the super present. I don't know, but it feels more like the present / future is more likely, sometime right after the X and Y games feels to be more likely. So that's really it. That's all I got for Legends ZA. I think they're going to wait. I do think I should put out here then, I do think that the release dates are either going to be sometime early in the summer, sometime in June would make a lot of sense, or sometime in the fall. Most likely with, with the holiday season in November. That seems to be the most likely scenarios, in my opinion. And the way I could see them doing and pushing this off until the holiday season to sell is because one of my last predictions is going to be that we're going to get Pokemon Black and White remakes finally. We've all been waiting for them. They're working. They basically own ILCA now. Pokemon basically owns them, right? The same company that made BDSP. And I think that they've been secretly kind of working on the Black and White remakes for a little while here. And while they may just be, true to the game remakes, I also think that they're going to get added. And I think they're going to launch those similar to how they did with BDSP, right before essentially Legends Arceus. Now, I know obviously Gen 4, they were both connected. This would be Gen 5, not Gen 6. It would be wild if they decided to just make a full-on remake of X and Y and skip over Black and White right now. That could be because there are 2 games for Black and White and they need to figure that out. But I would be interested to see if maybe instead of it just being a faithful remake, that they decided to, add a little bit of spice, and maybe they somehow combine both Black and White and Black and White 2 into one game. I don't know why, but I feel like that could happen, and it would make it so that it's like they don't have to go and make 2 remakes, which I think that they probably don't want to do. And I think there's a way you could combine the story, the areas, right? I know you go into different routes, and there are different Pokemon on some of these routes. I think Black and White 2 is generally a little bit better and more interesting in terms of its story as well. But they are still very good games. I would love to see them get their remakes. And I think that the way that they can push off Legends ZA till later in the year is sometime in April, right, along with either the Switch 2 announcement or just in general, or they do it, for the Switch 2, which I think is coming later this year. I think Pokemon's going to be connected to the Nintendo Switch 2 in some way. But, sorry, I digress. The Black and White remakes, I think, come out sometime between, March and June. If they're going to happen, if they're going to get announced, I think that that's when we're going to see them, as that will allow us to have a new Pokemon game that can kind of get us ready and get us through as we get ready for Legends ZA. I could also potentially see them doing the opposite and flipping them, and Legends ZA coming out in the summer, Black and White remakes coming out for the holiday season to get people excited, and then you've got Gen 10 sometime next year. That's kind of the release cycle that I am looking at. Legends, games, Legends Arceus specifically threw things off pretty substantially. And when Legends ZA was announced last year, I couldn't believe it. I didn't think they would make another Legends game. So I'm really excited about that. But I think these remakes will be a sort of filler for however long the Pokemon Company feels like they're going to need to either release Legends ZA or get us ready for Gen 10. So that's kind of the way that things are looking right now for me. And I'm not going to leave you without one more completely new prediction. And the last one's going to be the Pokemon Works multiplayer game. There have already been rumors. Pyroar, I believe, is the name of this person who put out a potential rumor/leak, of Synapse, which was a game that we had heard about through the Terra leaks. We don't know much about it, but there have been, since these Terra leaks, which, again, if you don't know much about those, the briefest explanation I can give you is somebody hacked into Pokemon and basically gave us a leak of everything that has ever happened or been cut in Pokemon, except for the stuff that is on its way, right? The only thing that they would tell us is that there was a multiplayer game in the work. So we do know that there is that game. We know that Pokemon Works quietly got announced. And I think that, Pokemon's expanding, right? They are creating more and more games. They are connecting with more third-party companies to take over their IP, something that I think they were very scared about in the past. And now, they have either acquired or they are working very closely with the ILCA company, who became Pokemon Works, or at least part of it became Pokemon Works. And so I think that they've been working on a new multiplayer game for a little while, and they just decided to, quietly announce the actual creation of that company. And we're going to be getting that multiplayer game, I would think, maybe even sometime this year. I know it's wild to predict that we're going to get 3 Pokemon games in 1 year. It seems more likely, to be honest, that we'd get this multiplayer game and Legends ZA this year. But we've gone a while without a new Pokemon game, if you don't count Pokemon TCG Pocket, which I don't. Like, it's a mobile game, it's great, but I'm talking like a real meaty, good game. And I think that this multiplayer game could happen. There are rumors rumors that this game could be actually a hero shooter type game, similar to Overwatch 2 and Marvel Rivals, which would be absolutely wild because it feels like everybody and their mother right now is making a new, hero shooter to try to fight with Overwatch 2 to take kind of over that piece of real estate, right? That very open piece of real estate, I will say, although Marvel Rivals has really got a clench on it right now, in my personal opinion and based on what I've seen. So I don't know. I mean, I think this multiplayer game makes sense. I think we are going to get 2 games this year. That might be my biggest prediction, is that we're going to get 2 games this year. I don't know when. I don't know exactly how. It feels like we'll get something in the first half of this year, sometime by like June at the latest. And then we'll get something near the end of the year in November as well, around the holiday season. So we will have to see. Let me know, as I said, in the comments below what you guys think of these. Do you think I missed anything? Is there a prediction that you have that you think could rock the world and surprise all of us? Like I said, just let me know. But that is going to wrap it up for us on this final Pokemon Day Presents prediction video. So with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.